You didn't buy the car because you needed it. Not really. You bought it because, for a few minutes in a warm showroom, it made you feel like you were finally moving forward. The old car that made strange noises. The slight embarrassment when someone asked if you were still driving that thing. Then one Saturday, you walked into a dealership. The lights were soft, the car was clean, and the salesman didn't ask how much it really cost. He asked a much easier question. What monthly payment are you comfortable with? And that was the beginning of the trap. This is not a story about why cars are bad. Cars are useful. This is a story about something quieter. How a car stops being transportation and becomes a financial cage that owns pieces of your future paychecks for years. This is The Car Loan Trap Explained. Our character is 29. He has a job, pays rent, has some savings, but not enough to feel secure. He's not reckless with money. Every morning he drives a car that makes him feel slightly behind. The check engine light flickers, the door squeaks. It still works, but it no longer feels like part of his future. Car purchases are rarely just about transportation. They're about identity, proof that you're responsible, successful, not stuck. When the repair shop gives him an estimate, he doesn't just hear a mechanical problem, he hears permission. Maybe it's time. At the dealership, the conversation starts with one number. Not the price of the car, not the interest rate, not insurance or maintenance. It starts with the monthly payment. What are you trying to stay under? This question feels helpful. It moves your attention away from the heavy total price and toward a smaller number your brain can tolerate. $48,000 feels big. $760 a month feels manageable. And if the payment feels manageable, the car feels affordable. This is the first part of the trap. Affordability is reduced to one monthly number. But that number is only the shape the real cost takes after being stretched across time. Monthly payments can be made smaller, not because the car got cheaper, but because the cost is spread over more months. Stretch a loan to 6 years and the payment drops. Stretch it to 7 and it drops further. In 2026, the average new car loan term is already 69 to 70 months. Longer terms are becoming normal because they make the monthly number look reasonable. But the longer the loan, the more interest collects. And the longer your future income is already spoken for before it arrives. Let's use a realistic example. A car listed at $48,000. Our character puts $4,000 down. That leaves a $44,000 loan. At 7.5% interest over 72 months, the monthly payment is about $760. Over 6 years, he will pay roughly $54,800 to the lender. Add the down payment, and the car has already cost nearly $59,000. Before insurance, fuel, maintenance, repairs, registration, tires, or depreciation. The sticker said $48,000. The actual financial commitment was $760 every month for 6 years. 6 years is long enough for life to change, jobs, cities, families, income. A long loan doesn't just cost more money. It reduces your flexibility for years. Even $760 is not the full picture. There are other costs that arrive separately. Insurance, approximately $180 to $200. Fuel, approximately $180 to $220. Maintenance and repairs averaged, approximately $120. Registration and fees, approximately $25. Suddenly, the car is costing closer to $1,250 to $1,300 a month. Because these bills come from different places at different times, your brain doesn't register them as one single decision. But they all belong to the same choice. Then there is the cost you never get a bill for, depreciation. A new car can lose 15 to 20% of its value in the first year alone. After 5 years, many cars are worth less than half what you paid. The loan doesn't care. It follows its own schedule. For years, you can owe more on the car than it is worth. This is called being underwater, or negative equity. And in 2026, it affects a huge number of drivers. When you're underwater, selling the car doesn't free you. You may still owe money. After 3 years, the new car feeling is gone, but the payment remains. A newer model appears with better features and great financing. The dealership says, "We want your car." What they often want is another transaction. Our character still owes more than the car is worth. The salesperson offers to roll the old debt into the new loan. This is one of the most dangerous moves in car finance. The problem doesn't disappear, it gets added to the next car. The past gets folded into the future. The cycle continues. Bigger balance, longer term, quieter trap. Car loans are not sold only with math. They are sold with emotion and social pressure. No one says, "Would you like to reduce your future flexibility by committing hundreds of dollars a month to a rapidly depreciating asset?" They say, "You deserve something reliable. You work hard. This payment is only a little more than you wanted." The car is public. Co-workers, neighbors, dates, strangers at stoplights see it. A newer car can make you feel like you're not falling behind. You trade private financial pressure for public approval, and public approval is expensive because it has to be renewed constantly. The payment stays long after the feeling fades. Reliability matters, but it can become a blank check. "I need something reliable" slowly turns into newer, then nicer, then premium, then just a little more per month. The original need gets replaced by a lifestyle purchase. The better question is, what is the least expensive reliable car that actually does the job I need? This is the part that's hardest to feel in the moment. Opportunity cost is not the money you spend. It's what that money can no longer become. Every month, the car payment removes what that money could have done. Emergency fund, business idea, move to a better city, course that increases income, or simply more freedom. A 6 or 7 year loan doesn't just take money. It quietly removes other possible paths for years. So how should someone actually think about buying a car? Start with the total picture. Full price, interest rate, loan length, total interest, insurance, fuel, maintenance, expected repairs, depreciation, and one hard question. If my income changed, would this still be manageable? A simple rule that helps avoid the worst version of the trap. If the only way the car feels affordable is by stretching the loan longer and longer, if you're ignoring insurance and maintenance, if you're counting on future raises, if buying it prevents you from building an emergency fund, then the car is probably too expensive for your real life. Not every car loan is a mistake. Financing can make sense when the car is genuinely needed for work or life, the loan is reasonably short, the interest rate is fair for your credit, the payment is comfortably below what you can afford, you already have an emergency fund, and you chose the car for transportation, not status. A loan is a tool. It becomes a trap when it's used to buy feelings, confidence, relief, or the version of yourself you want others to see. Our character doesn't walk away because cars are evil. He walks away because he finally sees the real question. Not, "Can I afford this payment?" but "What kind of life does this payment create?" He goes home. The old car is still old. Nothing magical happens, but the urgency is gone. He looks at options calmly. Repair for now, buy a less expensive used car, wait and save a bigger down payment, or choose a shorter loan. The important thing is that he is no longer being carried by the emotion of the showroom. He has made the decision smaller, and smaller decisions are easier to control. The car loan trap works because it doesn't feel like a trap at first. It feels like relief. A better car, a quieter engine, a payment that fits. But comfort is not the same as affordability. A payment can feel comfortable and still be expensive. A loan can be normal and still reduce your choices for years. The real price of a car is not written on the window. It is written across your future paychecks, the opportunities you postpone, the savings you don't build, the risks you cannot take, and the freedom you quietly give up. The trap was never really the car. The trap was believing that the monthly payment was the price. Once you see that, the showroom looks different. The lights are still warm. The salesman may still smile. But now, before you ask what you can afford each month, you ask the question that breaks the trap. What will this really cost me? In money, in time, in options, and in freedom.